My name is Mayor Alfred Afelihimi Ayeni. We've just shown you one of the camps of the Fulanis, and we are heading towards the area where they have permanent structures that translates to permanent settlements. We are here live with the platformnews.com, the convener of the platformnews.com, comrade Maneri Miaroguyo. We've been talking about the menace of the Fulanis, and a lot of people who are not on ground seem not to understand the concept of what we'll be saying. You will see this vast expanse of land. It borders, we have boundaries with the Ibilo, Ekpesa, and Onomo, right? Yes, Ogugu people. But unfortunately, our people are predominantly farmers. The main occupation around Okpameri and in fact Okekwedo is farming. This is the area of the portion of land where our people should be farming, but of course farming activities cannot take place here as it were. Everyone who has ever attempted to farm around here end up getting their crops damaged and nothing happens. Any attempt to defend yourself or your crops or your properties lands you into trouble. We've had issues where some of our people had to be remanded for defending themselves against the Fulanis. We've had situations where some of our people were killed in their farmlands. Just 3 days ago, somebody was killed in Ugboshiele, right in his farm, by these herders. It has become very necessary to do the needful. The platformnews.com, in collaboration with Mayor Alfreds, decided to take it upon themselves to come and bring what is actually happening around here. For the first time, you'll discover that you now have permanent structures with corrugated iron sheets around. Does this not suggest that these people who ought to be predominant herders are here permanently? It will surprise you to know that this community has grown over 30 years to be larger than quarters of Lampese that are over 300 years old. You see the permanent structures. It's our belief that these guys are here to stay unless something is done. We came here in this guise as if we are here to buy cattle. Mene, who beat him now? Why you beat him? Oh yeah, sorry. Come take. Sorry. Come take. Oh yeah, gashi. Oh yeah, zoka bata. Yeah, bata. Sorry. Your pikin they go school? They go school? Ba school? Ba makaranta? One of ba makaranta? Akwe makaranta ana? Ba makaranta ana? Haba. Ina okay yaro ni. Wana ba makaranta. Why? Woman no dey go school for Fulani. Why? You don't like to read book? Ajia, you don't like to read book? Eh? You like them? Sabi read Arabic? Eh? You sabi read Quran? Ba Quran? Eh? To, Sanu. This is the Fulani settlement in Lampese. This particular settlement is bigger as it were than a quarter of Lampese. This is locust beans. Locust beans. And you will realize that it was certainly not planted by the inhabitants of this area. It actually belongs to people. The people who pass us no. Who pass on the pay for no ki eshan who pass ani uvoke development eleva kai halere mi. And I been igbe mm van I been onyoke he party gbolo you me. Yeah? One bring makaranta come, make una children they go makaranta. Eh? Una no want makaranta? Government won't bring makaranta come. For below. They won't put school for here for honor. Cancel Garido Aimoga. Akwe makaranta acha. Amaba makaranta ana. Ba keu now. Ya ikeu? See all these una children, all of them supposed go makaranta. Opa. Eh?
And they go build house.
They go build makaranta, new makaranta, they go build them for now. Make una they go. You there for below? Where for below? You there for market? Seriki? Why? Meshai? Me Sunanshi? Isa? Meshai Isa? Shine Oga Zango Nanko? To. Now go there. We're here in disguise to evaluate the true position of things. Because when we tell people that these people are taking over, it seems like we are blowing it off proportion. But we are not. We are only able to be here comfortably because their men have obviously gone grazing with their cattle. And there's no day they go grazing that our people do not have complaints of herders destroying their crops. You see the whole of this vast land, with boundaries with Ibilo, Ekpesa, and Onomo is occupied by the Fulanis. This is the second camp we have visited. The distance from this camp to the next camp is less than just about 200 meters. Our challenge right now is that they no longer build the normal huts they used to build. They now build huts with bricks and corrugated iron sheets. You see these buildings, this suggests that these are permanent structures. Some of these are very recent. See one other one that is presently under construction. It's a brick building under construction. A brick building. We are bringing you this live from what the Fulani camp. Chairman. My dark me, I made dark me boy here. Chairman. Dark me, Sanu aja. This is one of the most recent buildings that have been built, and they'll be roofed with corrugated iron sheets. This, by my right, is another settlement just cropping up and gradually expanding. The houses we counted just today are over 100 as it were. Over 100 in the two camps we have visited. Looking at this road, you'll discover that it's more like a major road now. Here, we would not have had the courage to do what we just did. There's a very reason Hey! Stop! I think we need to do a recap. Let's go to the base.
The best part of this place.
Okay. Please just give us 2 minutes to get out of this place before the men start coming back. This is the shooting range. This shooting range area right here at Isia. It's a standard shooting range. Was put here during the war. The whole of this expanse of land is dominated by the Fulanis. You will discover that there's no single farm around here. People used to farm around here back in the day, but they cannot do that right now because any attempt to farm around here, you will end up not harvesting anything. Right down there is Lampese. But the good people of Lampese can no longer make good use of their land. This is the Owena River Basin area around Isia Quarter in the lily-livered really cannot come here to do the kind of investigative journalism we've just carried out. It's a dangerous mission, and it was necessary to do this. It was very necessary to do this. This is one of the Owena River Basin boreholes that was sunk around here back in the day. Yes, we are out of the danger zone now. We are out of the danger zone. We are at the express now. We had to keep this live streaming on just in case we were going to be attacked. Just in case we were going to be attacked and we could catch whatever incidents like. Yes. Good evening. How are you? We have arrived at the Landa headquarters, the official headquarters of Lampese Development Association in Isia, where we began this movement from. And of course, we have to do a recap of our journey. With me is Comrade Manerimi Onofa Victor Arogoyo, who is the convener of the platform news.com and the spokesperson of Okpameri and Okpameri Leaders of Thought. He has been the one going here and there, finding information, trying to bridge the gap, giving us information, and whenever we have issues with these herdsmen, he tried to mediate. We have had issues where people were kidnapped, and of course it fell on his purview to find a way to bring these people back. Comrade Arogoyo, could you kindly give us a brief of the little journey we just made and how dangerous it actually was?
Thank you, the Mayor Affairs. It was actually a very dangerous one, but we thank God that we were able to apply a lot of diplomacy, wisdom, and we are back. I've been there severally, but to take pictures, not to do video, secretly. You recall I forwarded some of these
You did.
one time.
Yes. Then there were fewer houses than what we have, and that was just about 3 months ago.
That's right. And each time one talks about what is happening there, people think one is exaggerating. People think one is so necessarily very apprehensive. I'm sure you saw it today.
I saw it. Yeah, for the first time
That's
actually.
the danger. And the danger you think is that you saw a large expanse of land they are occupying. Now our people cannot farm there because two things can happen. They will either be kidnapped or their crops will be destroyed. You have a lot of kidnappers and bandits masquerading as herdsmen, which actually they are not. And from what we saw, we saw a lot of children there.
Yeah, a lot.
It's a community of its own. It's a huge community with a lot of children. You have a young boy of less than 22 or so, has 2 wives, and a lot of children.
A lot of children.
So that's a danger. And I think that what is happening here has gone beyond, like I said, it has gone beyond individual communities, or Gugu, or Bushi. You recall a man was just killed about 3 days ago.
Yes, in Obushi, in his own farms.
Who was challenging the herdsmen for uprooting his cassava for his cattle.
My problem with them is it's not just about grazing on the stems. They will uproot the cassava stem and give the roots to their cattle to eat.
That's exactly what the man was protesting, and they killed him. And like I said, Akoko Edo leaders of thought must rise up. Individual communities must rise up. The young people in Akoko Edo must rise up. This issue, this kidnapping, banditry, herders, farmers clashing, has no religion.
At all, it has not.
It has no politics in it, no political coloration, no ethnicity. So we must all unite. Something must unite the people to fight a cause. I think this should unite us so that we can fight this cause. It is dangerous, and we must find solution to it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I learned something very important. While we were there. I realized that they actually have some form of leadership structure. They have people who guide them. They have people who they report to. The women were intelligent enough to want to know why we were there, while we were asking questions, while we were taking videos and all of that. But of course, it was a covert operation, as it were, and we had to give them something in order not to agitate them. We told them we were surveying the place so we could bring an educational institution to them and all of that. But I saw that those women were not satisfied. Now, one of the women did tell me if it is true that this is what we are actually doing, that we should go and meet their leader. I asked, who is your leader? She was trying to be, she didn't want to say initially. She said the leader is at Ibilo. Okay, where in Ibilo? Say at the market. Who will I ask of? He mentioned the name. I can't remember the name.
There's no need to give out the name.
Yeah, but so now I think we can actually start at the leadership level. Meet these people, tell them, okay, you have actually overstayed your welcome. We would want you to leave. Let's have an agreement with them on how they can live. I'm aware that Lampese Development Association had issued these people quit notice about a year ago, which was to expire, was it last month or this April?
It will be expiring this April.
Yeah, 1 year quit notice. So one would expect that by now they should be thinking of leaving, but I was surprised to find new permanent structures with corrugated iron sheets. So what do you think the Lampese Development Association should do once more as a follow-up, sir?
Well, before I say something about Lampese Development, what they can do, I must also tell you what the hindrances that we have had.
Okay.
Now, if not Dr. Bode, Steve Ekundayo from University of Benin, who called me since about 3 days ago, he's been talking to me. I told him on Fulani matter, on cattle, so that my activities, I'm off there. Because we're not
sorry,
getting...
sir. We must appreciate our brother, Nicholas Ogedengbe, who is a community leader and is actually one of the members of the task force on electricity. It was with his powers we knew that if time reached to fight, he go fit protect us. And I will say still go there. Thank you, Nicholas, for accompanying us and showing us around the place. Sorry, Mr. Aruguyo.
Yeah, so I was trying to say the problem is not necessarily with the traditional rulers. I must confess it. Now, the land system, the land ownership system in Africa and in Nigeria too, even in Edo State, is such a way that communities don't own land.
True.
It is individual. Even the king does not own a land. The king has his own land bequeathed to him by his father. As I am now, I have my own land, when my daddy died about a few months ago. We have a land. Now, the problem is, each time we come up, let's find a way of evicting these people. The family, the landowners or the landlord, whatever you call it, they say, no, it's my land. I gave land to them. You cannot come and tell me what I should do with my land. That has been the greatest problem. So, until we have a sort of consensus arrangement where both landowners, the traditional rulers, all major stakeholders will be on the same page, it's at that time we can make headway. For instance, where we are just coming from now, belongs to Izazi people.
True.
It's their land. And even within Izazi, the land belongs to families. Now, today, I was in Aforo. It's far, most about, how many kilometers would I call?
Ewalewa, right?
No, not Ewalewa. I don't know. Far.
Towards Ugbonyo, as if you are going towards Ugbonyo.
Yeah, it's almost like 4-5 kilometers from here. No, 6 kilometers from where we are sitting now. I was here this afternoon to see the teacher, the one they call teacher, has his own cows there. You know. So, landowners must work with traditional rulers, work with stakeholders, must work with Okpameri leaders of thought, must work with Akoko Edo stakeholders. That is the only way we can get it right. Because I know the effort you have put up into this thing.
I prefer people have begun to villainize some of us.
So that's why I said I won't talk about it anymore. But because I have a lot of regard for Bode, Dr. Steve Bode, you know. He's been talking, especially when the issue of Goshi happened. He said he's not hearing my voice. And I said yes. And I told him why I'm not talking. Because sometimes when you're able talking, some people will come and say, what did you yourself? This one they overdo. You know, stuff like that. And because you are working within an organization, you have to be careful.
Not seem as if you are taking it personal.
Yeah, personal. If I'm working as an editor, for instance, if it is a platform, if I decide to use the platform news.com to trample Fulani cause, I know what to do. So whatever that is happening will be me. I take responsibility. Whatever that happens is me. But because you work for an organization, a group, an association, yeah, there are limitations because action has to be taken centrally where everybody has agreed. For instance, I write minutes for the Okpameri traditional rulers. I facilitate their meetings. I'm the spokesperson of Okpameri Nation, Opalot, and all of those things. Dr. Kingsley Kudayo is my Oga. He's the chairman of Opalot. You understand? The Oba of Lampese is the chairman of Okpameri Traditional Rulers Council, while the Imam of Sumorika is his deputy. Now, for any action to be successful, these critical stakeholders I have mentioned must all come together and agree to say, okay, we must do this. About a month ago, we had a meeting of this nature where we call all the communities in Okpameri, about 23, and their traditional rulers, and they came. And it was a one-item meeting. How many communities here have cows? Those who have cows, the ones have been there, I've been to these communities. There's no camp I've not visited in Okpameri. I'm part of Akoko Edo. I've been to somewhere in around the Menekwa that has have a camp there. I've been to Okpe, you know. I've been to Ikpeshi, you know. I've been to Ososo, you know. There are large, the people in Ososo. If you divide Ososo,
there's a full. You remember we were in Ososo one time when they were having their sala.
Yeah.
The population of Fulani people we saw within the town will be close to half of the total population of Ososo people.
Those living in Ososo.
Those living in Ososo that we saw that day.
Right.
I remember we took some pictures that day.
So these are the issues. So when it's been the one hands are tied because there's no synergy. We are not all on the same page because some people are benefiting from the system. People collect money from them every Christmas. They give them cow to kill. You know, they give them money. They share at different levels. So these are the issues. These are the issues. So going forward, what can Landa do? Landa can do something by continue to insist and appeal. You must continue to insist, even at the level of government. Government is not also helping matters, particularly the police. The police is always taking side with them. Now they will come and eat your crops. They will come and report to us, and all of those things. You go to the police, nothing will happen. But if you do something to their cow, the police will arrest you. I wrote something this morning. Some boys in the Moga were accused of killing a cow. They were arrested and kept in the police station for 9 days. Later, some of them were transferred to Benin for killing a cow. And what happened? They were later transferred to Stacia de Benin.
As if it was a criminal offense.
They were just released just this yesterday. Now, Fulani killed a 70-year-old man who was protesting for destroying his farm, for uprooting his cassava for
the cattle to
consume. And he was macheted, killed. Up till now, no arrests have been made. Not even one person has been arrested.
And the police are asking for evidence to prove that it is the Fulani that actually killed him. What evidence are we looking for?
So this is where we are.
We have never had issues of Okpameri people macheting their own people in the farm.
No.
If they have problems, they handle it at home, not going to the person's farm. What issues will a 70-year-old man even have with another person that will make that person meet him in the farm?
I'm assistant pastor at that.
So, well, as far as the issues of landlord and all of that is concerned, I think I have a solution. I want to suggest a solution, sir. Yes, the land tenure system in Lampese is owned by families. I agree with that absolutely. Now, every landowner in Lampese actually has a right to give land to whoever they wish. But I think it is imperative to educate these landowners that as much as it is your right to lease your land or sell your land to whoever you will, make sure those people do not encroach into other people's land. If, for instance, we come to we have Fulani herdsmen in your father's land at Egumeme. Your father's land is in Egumeme, right?
Yeah.
Now, Efia, where my father's land is you pass through Efia to go to Egumeme. Yes, and there are other people who have lands close to Egumeme that are neighbors with Egumeme, where your father's land is.
Right.
If you, as Comrade Arogoyo, must host the Fulanis on your father's land, where nobody has a right to make sure to force you to leave, we should be able to compare you to make sure they remain on your father's land without encroaching on other people's land. I think when we dialogue with these landowners, I think when and where they insist that it is their land and they have the prerogative to give it to who they will, we should be able to now tell them, okay, let's come to an agreement. You and your tenants should sign an accord that your cattle will not graze through my own land, which is close to yours, or any other land in that person which is close to yours. Since you are their landlord, let them remain and graze on your land. So I think so doing, we can actually start adopting the ranching system. If the Arogunyo family has given me their land to rear my cattle, I should be able to contain my cattle within the Arogunyo land without encroaching in another man's land. And if the landlords cannot guarantee us that their tenants or their tenants will not encroach into other people's land, then they should ask them to leave. So that when we sign an accord with people like this, at the end of the day, where there's a breach of that accord, we hold the people responsible, as in the landlords. We should stop holding the Fulanis responsible. When we have an accord with these landlords and they now have they now encroach onto someone else's land, then we will call the landlord's attention to say, your tenants have done this, they have destroyed somebody's crop, you should come and pay. When it becomes the liability of the landlords, I think we'll be able to start handling the menace of the cattle rearers from here. This is my opinion, sir. What do you think?
Well, I completely agree with you. If you read me this morning, I did say
my own land, which is close to yours.
I did say in that we should restrict cow movement. If I give land, like I suggested in that my write-up, then the headers must remain in my land. So they must not stray. Their movement must be restricted. For instance, why Akosumeme quarters in Lampese brought Fulani to their land is that is as the people have Fulani in their land, herdsmen, who will live Israel's land and come and be destroying their crops. And then when they look for justice, they don't get. And they say the only thing they two can do is to go and bring Fulani people, headers, give them a portion of land, so that they balance the equation. You recall the last time this issue came up and we were going to the palace, I told you I was not coming.
Yes, you said so.
No. Just recently again, Gina Mike don't go call me and say somebody had a dream that blood is flowing in Lampese between Fulani and this thing. And I told him I'm not coming. Because what we were taught in the office and at school and trainings that we are attending, that's what we call time lag. We want these people. So we must be smart, you know?
Not just talking.
Talk. Next day when you come, we are talking about the same thing again. That's why I said on Fulani matter, Katu's matter, I will not, like I said, I have a lot of respect for Dr. Bode Ekundayo. That's why, if not. So that's the thing. So I think traditional rulers, community leaders, and various stakeholders must come to have a consensus. The matter should not be left for traditional rulers alone. No. It should not be left for traditional rulers alone. So all of us should come together as a unit to take a position. This is the way I look at it. And it is possible. Who is making waves and all of those things? It was daring. So I think we must come together to do something. And it is possible. It is possible.
I want to appreciate you and the good people of Agba. The good people of Agba community, a few months ago, lands of Fulanis in their farmland, and without wasting time, they took proactive action and evicted the Fulanis right the same day they got this information. How did you manage that operation?
It was simple because everybody was on the same page. Only very few people who feel that now, if as people are collecting money, and some people are collecting money, and for people are collecting money, why will Agba to not use that as a way of raising money to fund their activities, to fund their meeting? And except from the money, we can seek a borehole, we can build a town hall. This was the argument of some people. But the chairman of the group, Mr. Johnson Aroguyo, who also doubles as my uncle, we all stood our ground and said no. Even when we were doing something, they brought some things to us, we rejected them. So that's how people came together, we mobilized, and they were driven away because almost all of us were on the same page. One. Then two, we did not collect anything from them.
There was no commitment.
There was no commitment of any sort. No commitment. So that's why it was simple.
Well, just yesterday, I got a report from somebody at Ilekpe that the people of Oriokpe, the people of Oriokpe, that the people of Oriokpe have actually succeeded in pushing out the herdsmen within their own locality because of certain things that were proposal is that most of these herders have come down towards Ilekpe. I was talking with Eyo yesterday, and Eyo was complaining bitterly that now that the Fulani people of Oriokpe have been chased by the Oriokpe people, they have all come down to Ilekpe, and their crops have been damaged. That he has actually recorded a lot of loss. I now asked him, why have you not taken?
No tiger.
I asked him, why have you not taken any action as a people? We know the people of Ilekpe to be very proactive, to be no nonsense people.
They are warriors.
The people of Ilekpe are warriors and all of that. But he was so weak when he was responding. He was helpless. He was like Fulani gbẹ́kẹ̀ṣe aloni ni kokpan no na igbẹ́kẹ̀ṣe neki na ni kon ni kokpan we la kale no na akpan atu no no kwai of I mo ni la le won alo no ya ni onozi o eku ho ni. This guy is a warrior. The guy came from Lagos. I know him. But if somebody like Eyo would talk like this, I wonder where I would stand in a situation like that. The people of Lampese seem to be helpless. I know that where we are coming from, Amos Bolaji, Seriki Mejid, and some other persons, they used to farm around that area. But these days, you see Seriki Mejid and Amos Bolaji around, I doubt if they still go to farm. So if our people no longer have land to farm, despite the expanse of land in Lampese, well, how do we survive over time? The Fulani community we visited just now is less than 30 years old. It's while Awusha community, like I always say, is over 300 years old. If a community like that can grow within to this space of 20-30 years to over 100 houses, and Awusha, which is over 300 years old, still hasn't got over more than 50 houses, what would Lampese be in 20 years' time, when these people must have now had like half the population of Lampese. It means they will start aspiring to become councillors in Lampese. They will start aspiring to become House of Assembly members. Of course, they will have the voting power. They have a right to be voted for. They will claim they are Nigerians. What will we do at that point in time? Sir, what future do you see for Okpameri land if the menace of the Fulanis continue like this?
I see our people being enslaved in future. I see our lands be taken away. Now, when federal government came up with the Ruga system, they have a plan. Now, what you saw just now there is like a Ruga.
Yes.
You saw the expanse of land.
Within the same place, there were like 3 different camps, just like 100, 200 meters from each other.
So,
with that place with the corrugated iron sheet as the headquarters, as it were.
What I would suggest, if they must rear their cow or cattle or whatever, one, they should leave the bush and come and stay with us in the town. Let them stay with us. They should rent houses. Or if they want land, we give them land, let them build us. The way we two are building Abuja and
which
Kaduna,
will boost the economy of the community in the first instance.
2, we cannot actually sell land to them. Then they fence the place like a ranch. I don't know what I understand.
Yeah, I get you.
Fence it. If it is 100 by 100, you have money to buy.
Contain your animals.
Contain your animals there. Feed them there. Seek your borehole
like it's
there.
done elsewhere.
Elsewhere. So that's number 2. So you can do that. Number 3, the leadership of Fulani. You recall, sometime last year, our common leaders of thought came up with the idea of what they call profiling. Let's even identify the number of camps we have in Nakoko-Edo, starting from Unemenekwa, Akpama, down to this place. And they gave my Ejina Maidongo another responsibility. Ejina Maikando, I think it was Landa that financed that. Landa agreed at the level of common leaders of thought that whatever money that is involved to do that profiling, Landa said they would do it. Landa actually brought money through the leadership of Samson Aturu, where we went around the whole camps, from Makeke to Ososo, from Ososo to Dagbala, Dagbala to Ojirami, Ojirami to Eko to Lampese, Lampese to Kiroinle to Eko, just like that, to Ibilo, Imoga. That's how we visited all the camps, and we identified them, and we wrote a report, and we made some suggestions. Like I said, the landowner, the people who claim to own the land, are the ones frustrating all the efforts you and I are facing.
Of course, somebody trying to beat me or deal with me.
So these are the issues. So the issue has grown beyond all. So it must become an Akoko-Edo issue. For Okpameri, yes, Okpameri is an Akoko-Edo. Whatever affects Okpameri nation affects the. So we must come together and resolve this menace, the situation. And it is resolvable if we are transparent, we are honest, and we all mean well. We can get it done. It is possible. So this is the way I look at it.
Thank you very much, sir. For me, I just hope. I've read the book once. There was a country. There was a country.
Yeah, that was the last book written by Professor Chinua Achebe.
Yes. There was a country. I read that book. I read it over and over again. I tried to reason beyond the words of Chinua Achebe in that book. And as it were today, I'm just hoping a situation will not come in the future where the posterity will say there was a land, there was a community, there was a place. I pray it doesn't come to that. But posterity also will not forgive those of us who have the opportunity to make a difference today, and we are refusing to do so. Posterity will not forgive those of us with the powers to do something about the Fulani menace today, and we are refusing to do so. Posterity will not forgive those who are selfishly collecting handouts from the Fulani. I'm aware that sometimes they give them dead cows or sickly cows during the Christmas period and all of that. How can you give a full community like Lampese one cow and our people we happily accept it and start sharing a cow, a single cow to a full community, and we'll be happy that this is a gift from the Fulanis. It is the same thing at Ibilo, elsewhere. No. It's high time hunger stops ruling us. I am aware of somebody, a young man went to his farm a few months ago, sometime last year. He met herdsmen on his cassava farm, just like what happened to the bushman that was murdered recently. They were uprooting his cassava stems and feeding the roots, the cassava tubers, to their cattle. The young man from Ekun quarters in Lampese, he challenged them, and they tried to mob him. About 4 Fulani lads tried to mob this young man, but of course he defended himself. He disarmed one of the Fulani men, and just as he was disarming that one, another one was trying to machete him, and he used the machete he collected from the other Fulani man to cut the wrist of the one that was trying to machete him. What happened to this young man? He was remanded. He spent several months in remand. At the end of the day, but for family members and friends, he spent a fortune to be released from remand. He was going to be sentenced to jail for defending himself. How can 4 men attack 1 man and you are jailing the 1 man that was attacked? Where does that happen if not in Nigeria? Where does it happen if not in Lampese and Okpameri? A young man, Abobi, aka Vincent Akolade Adeoye, from FM quarters in Lampese. Several years ago, maybe within 15, 20 years ago, I think he saw the future. He saw what was going to happen then. His father owns land at Eke area of Lampese, and he went to the farm that fateful day and saw he saw Fulani herdsmen in his land destroying his crops. He told them to leave his land, and they attacked him. They attacked him and they macheted him. They cut his hand. What did he do? He retaliated. He was, you cannot go in his He refused to accept. He stood his ground. He disarmed the Fulani man. He chased them away. One of them, who was stubborn, attacked him and macheted him again. He ran to his own hut and took a swing. I don't know what it's called in English. A swing that they used to pick yam from the oven in the farms. He pierced one of the Fulani's eye. They had macheted him several times. He took that guy's eye down, and they were reinforcing and coming back. He now killed one of the cow. He killed one of the cow and ran home. Unfortunately, within this town, Abobi was fished out. When those Fulani men came, they were like, Tutu Blackie kill my cow. Tutu Blackie kill my cow. They described this young man, and they fished our own people, fished Abobi out of the community, and he was identified by these herdsmen. Abobi was to go to jail. But by the grace of God and friends and family who raised funds for Abobi to pay for the cow and rescue himself from police custody, he would have gone to jail. That was the last time Abobi ever accosted Fulanis on his farm. We've had situations also where, okay, there's Oja Tafa from Awunsha, Oja Taye Suberu. I'm mentioning names so that you people can call them and ask them if what I'm saying is true. He and his children saw Fulani herdsmen in their farm destroying their crops. They captured one of the cow and took to the police station. The police mandated them to be bringing food for the cow every day. They were spending transport from Lampese to Ibilo police station every day to feed the cow. When at the time they said the cow was sick, they had to go and look for a veterinary doctor to come and be taking care of this cow at the police station. At the end of the day, what happened? They were told that the cow had died. If a cow dies, will the carcass of that cow not be available? Obviously, somebody at the police station had killed this cow. It was the Unitary period. They had killed this cow and used it to celebrate Christmas. And the man whose crops were destroyed, there was no compensation for this man eventually. The same thing happened to Kogi. Kogi, I can't remember his full names. Collins Kogi.
That does
DSTV and Akusumemi boy. The same thing happened to him. He took the cow to the police station. He was asked to be feeding this cow. At the end of the day, whether they said the cow, that nothing happened. He didn't get compensated. But any attempt to attack or defend yourself from these Fulani herders, when they take the report, even you, when you take the report to the police station or anywhere of authority, they will start, the case will go against you. Are we saying we are second-class citizens in this country? How long shall we continue like this? Just like Comrade Aroguyo said, some of us are beginning to be tired of all of this bullshit. Because those who are actually in position to do something about it are not interested in doing anything. Maybe some of them are compromised. Maybe some of them are actually benefiting something. Who am I? What can I really do? What can I as a person really do unless we come together as a people to do something? I'm just an individual. Comrade Arogo is just an individual. We wish to use this opportunity to call on all stakeholders of the Okpameri Kingdom, all stakeholders of Akoko Edo, to, as a matter of urgency, declare a state of emergency on Fulani herdsmen, on Fulanis living within our communities. Let them go back to the north where they come from. We do not have sufficient land for us to dwell. Talk more of harboring them and their cattle. Enough is enough. We are tired of losing our people. We are tired of losing our brothers and sisters. We are tired of our mothers dying of hunger. We saw the women, the Fulani women, who had harvested locust beans. For a locust bean tree to produce that much quantity of locust beans, it means that tree must have spent over 50 years, over 5 decades. Those are cash crop trees which our aged parents used to harvest to make ends meet. But today, anybody who is above 40 does not have the liberty, the freedom to even go to his farm to harvest anything. Nobody wants to die. Now, they are taking advantage of the cash crops our forefathers planted for us to enjoy today. They are the people now harvesting them. You discover now that our people no longer produce okpasa. Our people now have to buy okpasa from them. How long shall we continue? Will we shut up and become slaves? Will we keep quiet and become slaves in the hands of illiterates? People who cannot even express themselves in English. People who told us today that they were not interested in the schools that we told them we were bringing to them. That they were comfortable with how they were. That they were comfortable with the few schools at Ibilo. That those of them who insisted they don't wanted to go to school could go to school at Ibilo. That they didn't want schools within their community. But they are ruling us in our own homeland. There's so much we can say. Me, I dey vex. I don't know whether you dey vex. If you know your parents or your relatives or your friends or some of your family members are landlords to these Fulani herdsmen, please educate them on the menace of the herdsmen. Let them know a time will come when the hunter will become the hunted. A time will come when these people who have been giving lands to these herdsmen will become the victims of the Fulani menace. There's so much we can say. My family is not in Lampese, but I am a freeborn of Lampese and I spend most of my time in Lampese. I have friends and relatives within Lampese. If you do not care, I do care. I do. But I believe most of us actually care. So on a final note, please, those of us who have friends and family at home that are complacent in all of these issues, kindly educate them. Let them know how dangerous all of this is. I wish to acknowledge some of those who joined us on this live streaming. Ajemi, John, Mrs. Abimbola Exta, thank you for joining us. Alex Adele, nice job. Thank you, sir. Alaji Eguifo Aliu, yes, you have won so hard. Alaji Eguifo, you've been warning and you've been warning. You live in the north and you know what has been happening in Kaduna, how all of these things have been causing issues even in Kaduna. You've been, in fact, right now you're telling us this is a time bomb ready to explode anytime, any day, and any year. Well done, brothers. What you just did now is like one who went to Lion's Den. As a matter of fact, that place was a Lion's Den. Yes, as gallant as I am, I will not fail to tell you that I had to hold my hands in my heart in my hands. So what you just did is like one who went to the Lion's Den. The most important thing is that the awareness is spreading nationwide on daily basis. Very soon they will no longer have a say in this country. We hope so. We hope what you are telling us is true. Many thanks to Pastor Vincent Agbi, Sir Elifwe Andrew Agbi. Thank you. We know you are always following us. Comrade Samson Afolabi, Oga Officer, help us advise your people. They should stop supporting evil so that our people will be safe in their hands. Officer Samson Afolabi, thank you for joining us. John Barry Gian, thank you for joining us. Mr. Boniface Ogedengbe, we are happy to have joining us, madam. Respect, Uncle Sanusi Pola, you've always been a backbone for us. We know we can always rely on you. Thank you for all your support, especially behind the scene. Roland Orinami, thank you for joining us. Irene Kennedy Odewige, my sister, thank you. Brahimo Ekunayo, Abraham Odia Sunday, Oga Odia, thank you for joining us, sir. Samson Afolabi, Emmanuel Maxwell Adeboye, John Onyonu de Sanusi, Festus Bukesh, Maoga, Isaac our big brother Ibrahim Hamid, thank you, sir. We know the efforts you two have been making. I'm sure we'll get a solution soon. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim Hamid of the Afekafe Microfinance Bank. Johnson Ogbona, Kingston. Well, he said, better take the right step before it's too late for safety. Well, we are starting from dialogue, and that's what we are just doing right now. Johnson Blessing, Ambassador Brightson Oyakilome, Brighterson, Uncle Donatus Adewale, thank you for joining us. Yes, this is absolutely really serious. The Right Honorable Kabiru Ajoto, Honorable immediate past Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly, you've been very reliable, you've been very proactive. I'm sure, having watched this, having seen what is actually on ground, I'm sure you will start making moves to do something because it's something you are known for, to always take proactive steps. We are counting on you, Right Honorable Kabiru Ajoto, to lead us right, tell us what to do and lead us in the right direction. We actually do not know what to do. Thank you for joining us, Honorable Kabiru Ajoto. David Silkas, my brother, my friend, that's what we see for my village. Jonathan Okato. No, this is not Niger State, Jonathan. Advisor, this is Lampese. This happened live in Lampese. Today, right now, live. Yes, it was brought to you from Lampese. Umoru Danjuma. And so we see for my community, we don't tire to keep quiet. Now we say make we beg now. We say make we beg una, make una come to our assistance. If we no go fi do am alone, so now we say make we beg una. Thank you all for joining us. We were hoping we could bring some persons on camera. Alex Adele, he said you said a time is coming when hunter will become the hunted. Exactly. You know that. Engineer Detiba, thank you for joining us. Comrades Alex Adele, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir. Good day.
Wow. I'm happy to have you online, sir.
Thank you very much.
What is your opinion? Where do you think we can go from here, sir?
Well, like you rightly said, a time is coming when the hunter will become the hunted. Yes, the issue of Fulani menace is a tickling bomb. In fact, it's a bomb that will explode very soon if proactive steps are not taken. Yes, the so-called leaders know the right thing to do, but they aren't doing it. But on the part of our people, we're so unfortunate that because I grew up as a young boy in the village, following my dad, even my grandfather to the farm. Yes, then we do have these Fulani herdsmen. In fact, I remember a popular man called Ibrahim, popularly called Ibro, who reside around towards Ogugu area, as in one
He's
of the
still there.
bushes
He's still
there.
there up to now.
Okay, still there, right? Fine.
Yes.
Now, this man, then, I remember vividly, all his boys that don't move around with cows, no, then they were not that violent. You won't see any AK-47 with them. All you see with them is their sticks and maybe knives or cutlasses, Even when you meet them in your farms, when you threaten them, they will run. But the reverse is the case today. Why? Apparently because the powers that be, it kind of make them understand that, oh, you can do this and nothing will happen. Yes, on the part of our people, what should we do? Yes, I think it's time those that give out lands, like you rightly said, maybe due to, will I say, poverty or maybe at times ignorance. Okay, like the case that happened between Ekweza and Ogugu, whereby Ekweza gave their land to these herders. And in turn, these herders now a kind of cross to the Ogugu land, thereby disturbing their farming activities and also destroying their crops. But on the part of Ekweza, they felt that, okay, this is like kind of, how will I put it? Okay, let us do this to a kind of deal with you. But in all of this, but like someone rightly said, I think unity will still go a long way in solving this problem. Unity amongst our people, especially the Okpameri people. We should be united in one cause, because an injury to one is an injury to all. Because if you say you are from Ekweza and you feel that giving out your land to herders, then in turn the herders now start attacking the people and you feel you are not concerned. Then on the long run, it will come back and affect you also, because along the line, you discover that farmers that do go to farms will not be able to access their farms anymore. Farm products will now be, in fact, to get farm products from the market will not be a difficult thing. But when you go to the market today,
permit me to interrupt you, sir. Permit me to interrupt you. Are you aware that our markets no longer have sufficient supply of cassava?
Yes, I know.
90% of cassava that comes to Okpameri now comes from Kaba in Kogi State, because our people can no longer go to farm. You have to farm for a full year and more than half of your crops will be destroyed. Now the farming activities has reduced. So if this continues, where do we go from here? Please continue, sir.
It's so unfortunate. That is what I'm saying. So on that note, because right now, since this issue of Fulani herdsmen is left unattended to, a time is coming our farmers will not be able to access their farms. 1, 2, we will not even have anything to eat.
It has begun to happen.
Yes, that is just the truth of the matter. We will not even have anything to eat. Not talk of even having the one that you take to the market to go and sell. You made mention of locust beans, popularly called ukpasa. it's so funny, because what I said is short is because if the Fulani women are not the ones selling ukpasa to our people, then so as I said earlier on, unity will go a long way to really help us, because if there was unity, like the case you made mention of, that it is even the same people that now have to fetch the guy out, it's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. But that cannot happen elsewhere, more especially the Fulanis. They can't do that to themselves. Because the scenario you made mention of in Lampese, it's not only in Lampese alone, even in below, everywhere, all over. See, I've seen a situation whereby a man, I don't want to, on my land, this is your own, I've given it to them. But People are trying to make him understand the fact that no, we know it is your land. Give the not to even affect you alone, but as in the community in general. We are today. Let's pray.
Can you hear me,
we
sir?
get it right, because if we are to hope on, yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Because if we are to hope on all the so-called political office holders, it's like that will never even come. That is just it. So it's right time our people get the right thing. It's right time our people do the right thing. And what is the right thing? By telling these people, man, vacate. Since you guys cannot stay with us in peace, then vacate our land. It's simple as that. So that is it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us, comrades. Ahabaimi, Alexander Adele. You've always been a great man. You are a youth mobilizer. And I remember we have always been on the same political school of thoughts. We've always had the same opinions. And I know going forward, we'll always do great things together. God bless you, my brother.
And you too. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yes, we hope to still have people join us live to air their opinions. Please do well to join us to air your opinion. Let's let people hear you. Lend the voice to this campaign. Fulani must go. That is what I think. Samuel Daria calling him. He says the burning question is, what can I do? What can you do? Well, on my part, I've started with what I can do. I'm addressing Pastor Samuel Dari Economy. I've started by bringing the true state of the matter to our people. Information is key. And that is exactly what Comrade Imanerimi Arogoyo and his platform news.com and I have succeeded in doing today. So what can you do, sir? Uncle Sam, what can you do? Thank you. Who is with us?
I'm with you. Hello.
Mr. John Ajibolu, correct?
Yes, so Mayor.
My brother, my friend.
Good evening, good evening. How are you today?
Very well, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for all the efforts. I think I'm most grateful to be part of this. And Anike Aturu has been on this issue for a while. And I can see you, Chairman.
No, I have to. I'm very angry. I need to step down, you know.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, and clear.
Okay. I think the leaders, the entire community, the Okpameri community has to have a consensus with the leader to decide exactly what we want to do. I think I see a lot of sellout. Exactly. We have been digging. I even talked with my brother to actually know what the issue is. We grew up with the Fulanis. They were not as bad as we have it. We know the power that be is supporting them absolutely, but be that as it may, do we sell ourselves out? That is one question I want to ask.
True.
We don't need to sell out ourselves. We need to protect ourselves. United, just like he said, if we stand united in one cause, we can fight and win. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. So with that, we can really defend ourselves. Injury to one is injury to all of us. Those of us, we stay off. We are not happy. We are not happy. The community is not safe. Nobody is safe. But just thank God for God. But I know we all have to be on the watchword. So thank you guys for the great job you are doing. I really appreciate.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you too. You've always followed our antecedents and you've always supported us. You've always given us a thumbs up of encouragement. And we appreciate you too, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. One love, bro.
To the family, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, you can take me off, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Comrade John Ajibolu. Oh, wow. Comrade John Ajibolu. He has given us his own opinion too. We have Honorable Yekini Idaye, online. I don't know if he's free to talk to us. I really wish Honorable Yekini can actually say a word. We have the world listening to us, and they are the leaders. They are our leaders, and there are those of us who are actually waiting for them to point us in the right direction. And because we trust them, because we trust leadership, we'll do whatever they ask us to do. We have a scheduled meeting. The platformnews.com and the Mayor Alfred have a scheduled meeting with Honorable Yekini Idaye this weekend. I am sure he's with us. God bless the big man. Sir, you are the only big man I know all of my life, sir. Honorable Yekini, sir. Good evening, sir. I think his network is quite porous. Hello, sir. Can you hear us, sir? Hello, Honorable. Can you hear us, sir? Yeah, I think his network is quite bad. Yeah. Okay, just in case you are unable to communicate, okay. Just in case you are unable to communicate with us, I will be with you this weekend live. We will be spending this weekend with you live so that we can talk about a lot of things together. We appreciate all your efforts. We want to use this medium to appreciate you again for your mobilization for Leo Fadaka's burial. Everything you put in place, we acknowledge your leadership, and we'll always be for and with you, sir. God bless you, sir. I think the network is quite bad, sir. It's back, yeah. If you can hear us, go ahead, sir. Go ahead if you can hear us, sir. Yes, sir. What is your opinion about this Fulani herdsmen menace? What can be done? What should be done, actually, sir? Yeah, the network is bad. It's from his hand.
Okay, from his hand.
Yeah, the network is quite bad. Okay, no problem. Perhaps by the weekend when we call, we'll be able to get your opinion. Comrade Aroguyo and I will be with you live at the Kukuruku Hills. We'll be with you at the Kukuruku Hills, sir. We want to spend the Yuletide with you. If that is okay, sir. Say hello to the Honorable. Okay. Well done, sir. God bless you, sir. Thanks for joining us, sir. I wish the Honorable could really talk to her. I'm sure he has a word or two for us. But of course, by weekend, okay, Madam Abimbola Esther is trying to join us. Yes. Let's see if we can have as many people that wish to say something about this menace can kindly just request to be added to the video. Just request to be added and add you up so we can hear your opinion. Let the people actually know that people are concerned. Let's hear our opinions and the way forward. Hello, ma. Good evening, ma. Mrs. Abimbola Esther Ni Agbi. Good evening, ma.
Yes.
Hello, ma. We cannot hear you. I think the network is quite porous at your end, ma. The network is quite porous. Okay, if we cannot hear you at this time, let's look forward to the weekend. By weekend, we'll be having a forum like this again, where people can actually come up and air their opinions on several issues bring on the community. Thank you, Madam Abimbola, for trying to join us.
I sent you live this thing, yeah.
Live?
That's to join.
To join, okay. I've not seen it. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay, I've seen it now, yeah. Yeah. Let me approve it. No answer from video guests. Nwa for Chinwe, thank you for joining us. Ehix. Eno Kevagbe. This is your name long. Where we're right from time. I know they feel pronounce. Yes, thank you for joining us. We are trying to bring comrade I Manerimi.
I've sent it. That video interrupted.
I'm not seeing it. There's no video icon on your name here. Maybe you have to send. Is the network like you said?
No, it's not.
Well, I am the Mayor Alfred Afelihemi Erimakpelimi Oshowolua King Padanu Ayeni. With me is Comrade I Manerimi Victor Onofa Aruguyo, the convener of the platformnews.com. We have spent the better part of this afternoon visiting the Fulani camps within and around Lampese and Okpameri, and we featured some of them on our live streaming, and it was as a result of what we saw that we decided to come online and chat it out with our people in diaspora to see how we can find a way to bridge this menace. So in the future, the statement of Chinua Achebe, there was a country, does not apply to our dear homeland. Now, we are still online and we are willing to accept live interviews with whoever is willing to say something. So we can, let's even hear opinions of people on what they think we can do. How do you think we can manage the menace of the herdsmen? You see people trooping across the road towards the Fulani camp down there. They have finished their day's activity. You see their women moving as if they are going into the bush. They are going to a settlement inside there. That is where we went today. It was our journey to that camp today was a covert operation to see what is actually on ground and bring to you so that you will know that when we say the menace of the herdsmen in Okpameri is worrisome, you will agree with us and believe us. What we saw there today is not something we are proud of. What is the way forward? Is the opinion we are asking from you. What do you think can be done? We've had a few people who have given their opinions on it. And right now we have, who do we have online, sir? Okay, Judge Not Raphael. We have Judge Not Raphael online. Raphael, how are you, sir? Hello, Mr. Raphael. How
I'm
are
fine,
you,
bro.
sir? Good
I'm
evening.
fine, bro. Good evening, sir.
Yes, what do you think about this Fulani herdsmen menace?
The way they are terrorizing this our country, I don't even understand them. Oh. We need to do something about them. Oh.
Yeah, but the
Even
question
when
is,
we are
what do
crying
we
that,
need to do? What do we do?
I think there should be kind of a cattle ranch for them, so that they won't be disturbing the country again. If they are inside their ranch and anything happens, we can easily locate each and every one of them, instead of moving around the whole farm and disturbing the peace of the farmers.
Thank you very much. Can you tell us where you are from, sir?
I'm in Lagos State. I'm joining from Lagos State.
Okay, what tribe are you?
I'm from Lampese. I'm a Lampese boy.
Okay. How much do you know about the antecedents of the Fulanis? Have you had history of the wrongs they have been doing in your community?
I've been hearing so many things about them. Even back then, when I was in the village, I had an incident with them back then. I think I'm talking about 2000, 2001. So I know it's been long I come home. I don't know much about them now. I'm talking about them, that we even went to drive them off from our farms. I don't
Wow.
know of now.
Okay. Thank you very much. Kindly help us share this video so that the awareness will begin to reach people who do not know the true situation of things on the ground. Thank you for joining us live, sir.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Officer Judge Andrew has been trying to join our live video, but I think the network has not been permitting him. Andrew George, will be happy to have you online. Let's see how we can connect you, Andrew George. Thank you, George not Raphael, for joining us. Andrew George, we are trying to connect you. Are you there? Well, at this juncture, we would like to bring this section to a conclusion. We will be continuing this trend subsequently, so that if we cannot do anything for now, at least let's let the awareness trend. Let the awareness trend, so that people will begin to get awareness of what is actually obtainable on ground. Comrade Aruguyo, on the final notes, what message do you have for our people?
Very simple. We must unite. We must come together, collaborate, and partner in a total synergy for us to be able to come up with policy, come up with how we can properly domesticate these headers who are becoming menaces to our people.
Thank you very much, sir. We have been with Comrade Manerimi, Onofa, Victor Aruguyo, and Victor Aruguyo is the convener of the platformnews.com. He is the spokesperson of the Okpameri Kingdom, and he's a gentleman par excellence. He's my boss, my mentor. I try to follow his footsteps, and the Mayor Alfred of Lampese has been collaborating with the platformnews.com to bring this to your viewing pleasure. We hope to partner with everyone who is anyone in our community and beyond to find